So welcome. What you're looking at right now is a video being recorded with this Canon 50D and a Yongnuo 50mm. There's nothing added to the shot. There's no any form of writing. It is just a bare bone lens and camera video. So if you have been wondering about the performance of this camera, there you have it. This is how this camera renders the video. The setting is 24 frames per second, and Magic Render keeps on adjusting the frame rate in order to keep the exposure consistent. So up to now I have not found a fix to have a specific frame rate that does not keep jumping. But if you've been wondering about the performance of this camera, this is how it renders the skin tones. And why not take this opportunity to ask you to subscribe to my channel, because I have discovered that you people are enforcing this novice no subscription policy. I would want you to abscond that policy, especially because most of my videos I am always behind the camera trying to show you how to do this or that, how this camera performs. And I have been planning to make this particular video in the future when my studio is fully set up, but I want to make it right now so that I can invite you to welcome and subscribe. So I hope to get about 200 subscribers from this particular video, and I also have some other videos that I made with this camera on the field, which I am going to show you right now. Okay. So when it comes to performance in photography, this first portrait image here, I did not use a flash, and you can see that the details are quite elaborate, and you can also see that the colors are rendered nicely, although I used a Yongnuo lens, and when I compare the two lenses, because I also use the Canon kit lens, I can see that the Canon renders colors more beautifully as compared to the Yongnuo. But even with the Yongnuo, you can see that the details are quite nice and the colors are also very good. So if you want to use this camera for portraiture, if you do your writing properly, you are going to get beautiful portrait images. This is another portrait image with the same Yongnuo lens. It is the 50mm, and the details are quite nice. So for those of you who want to use this camera for product photography, you can see the details are very clear using the same Yongnuo lens. So rest assured that you will get quite great images. So this is a daybreak image. This image I captured it when I went out for my first day to do sunrise photography with this camera, and this camera this image I captured it just before the daybreak. You can see the scene is entirely dark apart from this horizon where the sun is about to rise, and even in the darkness you can see that the details are elaborate. Going further down as the day continued to break, I was able to capture this image. You can see the colors, how they were rendered with 50mm Yongnuo lens. You can see also this other beautiful image which are captured at the same location. And now this is my best image with this camera. How that rating happened, how I was able to capture it at the right moment. This is my best image ever that I ever captured with this camera. So as the day continued, I was able to capture this landscape picture here at the river. There is also this abstract image, and you can see the details are there. This is also another contrasting image. You can see the clouds, and there is plenty of details in the clouds. Also, when you come down here to the rocks and the flowing water, you can see the details are there. Although you are not supposed to zoom in so much because this is a 15 megapixel image, and I was not using lenses that have high resolving power. So these are just basic lenses. So if you have better lenses with this camera, you are going to get very good images. So this was in another location. I went to the rice fields, and I've been going back to the same location, so you can subscribe to my channel because so much happens in this place, and as a photographer there are so many opportunities, although they require different set of gear. So I could be going back over and over again, and depending on what gear I am brought that day, I will be producing different content. So subscribe to my channel so that you can enjoy this content together. So in the same location I was able to capture this also this other image. And you can see the details how they have been rendered. You can see the mountains in the background, and the details in the foreground are plenty. I was also able to capture this image. You can see the band in the sky. So in this day I was not using those things that we use to enhance our landscape pictures like polarizers and ND filters, and I was just using the lens and the camera, nothing else. I did not use any additional equipment to make my photography better. So this was just a bare bones camera and lens. This is a picture from bridge. You can see the detail here, and that is plenty of details. This is a close-up image of that bridge, and while on the bridge I was able to capture this image of the river. Now this is a portrait picture I captured and edited in capture 1. And if you don't zoom in so much, you can see that the image looks very nice. And this is an image of myself. I was creating a thumbnail for another video that I created about this 3600 flash. That is a separate video, so I was trying to look for ideas for thumbnails, and I was able to capture this image. So now let me show you a few videos that I created with this camera so far, and you can gauge for yourself the performance of this camera when it comes to video captured with Magic Lantern.